All right, kids. So let's start with some breathing. We'll do a little wee meditation and just get present with each other. We'll get into the present of presence. Oh yeah, and then we'll be chilling. Then we'll do a little ranting rant. We'll do a little download from the universe. I have a feeling there's something that needs to be said today for you humans. But first, let's breathe. So let's just bring our awareness to our stomach, as the South American people would say, stomach. And just breathe through the nose. Anybody who's joining in that's new, who's like, what's happening? I don't understand. The ability to breathe and actually focus on the here and now present moment is probably the most important and underrated skill in all of existence. Most unhappiness comes from our inability to actually be happy with this moment now. Pretty much all unhappiness comes from what? You learn about stupid shit you've done before and having regrets, or you wishing something you'd hurry up and get to some future point where something's going to be different in the future, or you're going to get something you want in the future, or something's going to change, so you'll be in a different future. Whatever. It's the same thing. It's you not really being here now, right? Your consciousness being somewhere else, future or past. That is where the suffering comes from. So, the greatest practice, presence, being here now. A couple of people already realized we're going to do a little meditation. They already ran away. They already came in the room, nope, fuck it, and left. And that's okay. Those people are definitely not ready for the Sunday sermon. That much is for sure. Okay, so we'll do this. Then I'm going to bitch and whine about technology fucking with me and the weirdness that's happening in our current reality that hopefully it's not just me noticing. We'll see. So guys, we'll just do a short one today. So let's just breathe through the nose, nice and deep. And just when you let go, just let go and let it come out of the mouth naturally. So in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And just focus your awareness on the air coming into your stomach, right? Just air coming into the stomach. And just feel how nice it is to breathe deeper and deeper with every breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And just contemplate for a moment what it would be like to simply be that breath, simply to be the awareness that is aware of breath without anything else going on, without any need to think, to contemplate, to worry, no need to judge anything that's happened, no need to predict what's going to happen, no need to worry about any future. Just breathing in this present moment. Every breath, a brand new experience. Just being aware of the oxygen going into your nose, into your stomach, aware of your chest rising and falling. Nothing to do, nowhere to be, just here now. And what if this is all there was? What if this is all there is? What if the only thing you need to do in this entire life you're experiencing is to be here now, just like this? What if all you ever needed to do was breathe? What if everything else, just like your breath, is happening automatically? And you just have to be aware. You just have to be present for it. What if you aren't actually doing anything? What if you are only the awareness? So now your job is to stay in this peaceful presence during the rest of this live stream and during the rest of the day. Just being here, just breathing, just being with presence. And what if you could carry this in to your life and always be fully there in every moment, without fear, without worry, just presence. That's my challenge for you for today. Can you stay with your breath? Can you stay as presence, even when things get a little bit wacky? That is the question. So let's do 3 big breaths together, and then we'll come into the here and now. Open our eyes if they're not open, and let's have a little hang. Big breath. And really let it go. Big breath. Let it go. Big breath. Let it go. Woo! Oh, that's good. Wow. All right. Rocking and rolling. How you doing, brothers and sisters? What's going on? Converge Dillinger, making a lot of faces and flipping out with a lot of funny signals. There was some cry faces. There was some bits of corn. There was some sad faces. More corn. I don't even know what there was some, it was in anger. I think there was some rage. There was some shock. I don't know what those other ones are. Then he showed us a couple of pills. There was a couple of pills that looked like could be MDMA, could be pharmaceutical. I mean, some kind of pills. I don't know. Then there was some needles, folks. This is a controversial one. There was some needles. Yes, he's trying to take the Sunday sermon to a controversial place, is what he's trying to do. Jacob Authentic backs his emotions. He backs him with some pills. But what pills are they? Are they evil, bad pharma pills? Are they antidepressants? Are they some other damaging chemicals? Or is he referring to the pill of truth? It is partly a red pill. Is he talking about the pill of truth? Is that the pills that Jacob is talking about? Breathing is indeed great. CS87 returns. And yes, I love me too, Fahad Hamid. And I love you. Thanks for being here. Look at him. He called me Alex because I'm Alexander. Because Sasha's the day game has checked out of the building. Oh, that's awesome. Lucas says he's watching with his whole family. Hi, Lucas's family. How you doing? Nice to see you. I'll keep the swearing to a minimum today, shall I? Because even though it's the Sunday sermon, and we love talking about our love for the Creator and all beings or our brothers and sisters, I'm still a comedian, so once in a while I use poopy words. But we'll chop it down. Is your family like your grandparents, or is your family like a 9-year-old boy? You know, that's what I'd like to know. Dark Scenes asks, when you woke up for the first time, where were you? Well, that depends on what we count as my first time. There have been many, many, many experiences of awakening over the many years. I love you too, Arthur. Thanks for being here. Arthur C.O., one of my regular stalkers on the sermon. Lol, this is game. I remember you. You've been around. What's going on? Yes. Well, that is my name. It is Alexander. And let's talk about, has anybody been experiencing weird, just weird technical stuff? Just like my glitches in the Matrix. Has anyone been experiencing weird glitches in the Matrix? For example, my laptop, I have my laptop plugged in through a LAN cable, right? So I don't ever really use the Wi-Fi, pretty rare. And so my Wi-Fi will just turn itself on mysteriously. I'll turn it off and it'll just keep turning itself on, right? So the message is like, come online. Now, part of me, it's like, it's the evil plot. They want to radiate me with the radiation from the Wi-Fi, but I don't know. They're doing that already in enough ways. I don't know. I don't think that's it, but it just keeps coming on by itself. And then weird signals from the universe keep coming in other ways. Like about 2 weeks ago, I kept hearing this alarm, like the alarm my phone makes when the when it wakes me up in the morning. I heard that sound coming on, I would just be reading a book and I would just hear that alarm sound in my head. And I'm like, my phone's not in the room. What's going on? And it was like, and it kept happening for like a week. The universe was just going like, wake up, wake up. And I'm looking at people, I'm like, do you guys hear that alarm? Everyone's like, nope. I'm like, I do. I hear a freaking alarm going off. And it's not, my phone's not in the room. It's the one that my phone makes. That's fucking strange, man. Other technological weird, just glitches, just stuff not working, and then it working, then it not working. It's all kinds of stuff. And a couple of my other friends have noticed it too. It's like the matrix itself is just glitching out. You know what I'm saying? I could give more examples, but it's just they're not that interesting, you know? Well, Lucas, I hope to not let them down. I hope to not let them down. Yo, fam. Hey, Dion, what's up? I'm just reading all your interesting comments. Okay, so that's kind of weird. That's kind of a weird occurrence. A couple of days back, we had a small medical emergency. 5 minutes prior, my phone was unable to make calls. My account got bugged, and its package changed without any go-ahead from either party. Okay, I think you mean your phone plan, but that is strange. SC87 says, my PS4 was acting a little funny earlier. Bilderberg meeting 2019 weaponization of social media. Well, that one has definitely happened. Arthur, something big happening on the 21st. Yeah, man, it's huge in terms of planetary alignments. What's happening now is huge. There's been a lot of huge stuff happening this month, and we are going to talk about that a little bit and how we can prepare for what's happening. Thanks for the shirt compliment. Dark Sheens, it is a nice shirt. You're going to be seeing a lot of nice shirts coming up because I'm starting to print my own spiritual shirts that I'll be distributing because I want to spread good vibrations by making people laugh. So you're going to see more and more good shirts. And yes, do be aware that I'm planning on not streaming to this main channel that I'm still going to today pretty soon for a variety of reasons. Because, well, partly because I talk about a lot of crazy shit, and YouTube is starting to censor me as well, and I don't want to get my main channel that has 100,000 subscribers shut down because I use it, you know, a lot of it for my business, and there's other people who eat from that business, and that channel is going to be more about authentic communication, social freedom, dating, all the stuff for the men. So I'm going to kind of leave that channel for that, and then I can stream to lots of other platforms. There's decentralized platforms now. There's Woke as Fuck channel. There's my other channel. There's Facebook. There's so many places I can stream to. I don't have to risk getting my big channel shut down. So I'm not going to. But yeah, I've been having a bit of trouble getting the streaming working the way I want. So it's just taking a while to move off there. But yeah, everybody should do subscribe to my woke.as media Telegram group. I'm always going to be posting stuff there, important updates, global updates, podcasts that I put out. Sometimes a couple of my videos have already been taken down, and I post them up on Telegram and with links to alternative sources. So I just ask everybody to get Telegram Messenger. It's a super dope program if you don't have it. It's like WhatsApp, but the Russians control, and they don't let people hack it or get access to it. It's a super amazing program. Everything's on there, like the best groups. Like my whole life's on Telegram Messenger at this point. So I do encourage everybody to get the link. My friend Dion is going to post that link for you guys in the chat. In fact, I've got it right here also. But yeah, it's super dope, and I recommend everybody get their asses in there if they can. So here, I'll post it for you guys. Ow. Yeah, and we're just learning how to use this fancy software too, which is I like it. I like this restreaming software. It's only been a few weeks. Deanne is saying, Alex, are most of the comments coming from Restream? So just so you guys know, the way it works is, yeah, if you happen to be watching on one YouTube channel, you'll only see the comments that are from that channel, but you won't see the comments that are coming from the other channels. I don't know if that can be fixed, but if somebody asks something important, I'll click on it like this. I'll click on it, and then it shows up on the screen. Everybody sees it, right? So you won't miss out on anything too important. And then maybe one day we'll figure out, we'll move everything to one place, so everybody will be in one place. But for now, I'm streaming all over the place because I'm kind of spread around. I'm spread around the internet in lots of different places. So there you go. Okay. So I'm receiving my messages a day late, Fahad says. That is interesting. SC likes the Telegram. Fletcher says, had zero approach anxiety for the first time this week. Would not have got to that point without seeing your vid, so thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you're able to talk to the beautiful ladies out there in the world. It's exciting, isn't it? Isn't it nice when you go from like not being able to talk to humans that you want to, and then you can, and then you're like, oh yeah, this is much better. It's much better. I also could not talk to the ladies for a long time, and it was poopy. It was poopy. Oh yeah, Rick is getting $200 from his dad. That's awesome. That's very good. Okay, so here's what. And let me know, guys. I like to make sure. Already the flirting has begun. I always get one or two guys flirting. I happen to be heterosexual for the most part, as far as I can tell. I prefer the ladies, but I just want to let everybody know I do appreciate flirty comments from men and from women, because it makes me feel good. It makes my ego feel good, and I welcome all flirting. So I'm totally down, men, woman. Even if you're not sure whether you're a man or a woman, and you want to just hit on me and tell me I'm good looking, it's totally fine. Now, first thing I want to say before we do a rant, is anyone having a crisis, mental breakdown, spiritual awakening, anything major that you need help with? I want to just make sure everybody's doing okay and cover that. If anybody's got some serious, not just like general questions like I just want to buy this speaker and it's too expensive. I don't know if I should sell my Bitcoin. No, just like, is anyone actually having a fucking meltdown or needs some help? This is the time. Let's see those questions first and see if anybody's got something pressing. Nobody's got pressing shit out there. There is a sermon. I'd like to deliver a message mainly for me, but it's not really. It's a little from me. It's mainly spirit, actually. Just like you got to tell the thing, or otherwise people are gonna be grumpy if you don't tell them the shit. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell the people. So let's see what we got here. We'll go through these and just see if anything's juicy here. Interesting. Okay. Scott Smith says, well, we're just asking, how do you kill your ego? That's a really big one. Oh wow, interesting. Yeah, there's some good ones here. Okay, interesting. There's some good. I'm glad you guys are being honest, posting your shit. So this guy's saying, Scott Smith, working a 9-to-5 job, he hates. Saving money, living with his parents, seems impossible to escape it. Living like this is soul draining. Seems impossible to combine passion and money. Well, Scott, I've said this before, but this is actually a spiritual question. That's what's funny. Most people who are kind of stuck in the matrix and they're doing some job they don't like, they think they're actually in a financial struggle or an economic struggle, a situational struggle, but it's not. It's actually a spiritual struggle, which is at least, yeah, it's pretty funny because you're describing a belief system, right? You're in a belief system, right? You have accepted that it's okay and that you need to do something soul draining for you to make X amount of money because you've decided that saving X amount of money is important. There's a lot of beliefs that you got going on there. First of all, that you need to save money. Okay, you got to recognize that's a belief. A lot of people just assume, oh no, well, you have to save money because you need X amount of money to do something. Therefore, you need to save money to do that thing. And it makes logical sense. It makes perfect logical sense. But logic is not actually what runs the universe. Logic is not actually what runs reality. Logic is something that human beings, it's a way we think, it's a way we reason. There is a place for it, but it is not. There's a higher level of existence that is not based on logic. And that's based on knowledge, spiritual truth. At a certain level of consciousness, it is not necessary to save money for anything, because whatever experiences you truly need to experience that are for your highest, that are coming down as downloads from source, from your higher self is going, you're going to experience this. You're going to travel to this country to meet this person. You're going to meet your life partner on this particular trip in a particular country, whatever it is. You're going to meet this person who's going to introduce you to someone else who's going to hire you to do this job that you're going to fucking love. That's going to be your passion. All of these things that actually you're meant to experience, you don't have to save money for those things. Those things are going to happen as if by magic, because they're destined to happen, because your higher self, right, has already, which is you, by the way, have already planned these things. Now, if you can't stop those things from happening, if you working hard and suffering is something that you need to experience because there's a deep lesson for you, whether it's being whatever, whether it's being able to commit to some shitty job or being able to persevere, or you need to experience that suffering for some reason. Sure, maybe you need to experience that suffering, that unhappiness from hustling and doing that shitty job to save some money. But that's a choice. You're choosing that, right? You could also choose to manifest that money, to allow whatever money you really need to just come. You could just focus on being guided by spirit to go and have all the experiences that you need to have in your life without the necessity to work some job to save money. The money will simply appear to do what you need to do when you need to do it. That's actually how reality works. Okay? So if you're really holding on to this belief that I need to work really hard to save this money so that I can do this thing, well, you're really believing in this idea that you're this person and you have to make things happen and you're the one running the show and you have to work really hard, blah, blah, blah. And again, if you really believe that, you can manifest that. You are a powerful creator. And yeah, you can suffer and work real hard and make the money. And I know you could do that. You could work real hard and make $1 million if you wanted to, but will you be in a state of joy and peace and connection to all that is in that process? That's the question. And is there a way you can get to that $1 million while living your joy and your bliss and loving others and being at service to the creator while trusting the universe? Is there a way you can have the life that, more amazing than you've ever dreamed of without the toil and the suffering and doing all the shit that you don't actually want to be doing? That's the question. That's the question to ask yourself. Are you actually listening to the signs? Are you actually working with your higher self to manifest the perfect future for you? Are you allowing the perfection of already what is your future to come in? And are you working with that? Or are you working hard and struggling to make something happen? What if there's nothing to make happen? What if everything is unfolding perfectly already? What if everything's always been unfolding perfectly, and you and your will and you deciding that you need to control it, and you need to suffer and toil and make things happen? What if that's actually what's causing your suffering? Not life, not reality, not the fact that we live on this, planet that's been taken over, where we have to work hard and suffer and do all the things, to get the resources that we want. What if it's actually your belief system that's responsible for your suffering and nothing else? Just a thought, Scott. Just a thought. Could also be the rantings of a lunatic, right? You never know. You never know. Could be both. Could be both. Could be the rantings, the useful rantings of a lunatic. But I'll tell you what, Scott, I've met lots of guys who came to me and said, hey, boy, life sucks. I don't like my job. I'm awkward. I can't talk to women. Women don't like me. I'm single and I don't like my job. And they worked with me, Scott, for a couple of days, and then they became fearless. And then they started talking to whoever they wanted to. They met an amazing woman. And after getting a girlfriend and not being lonely and having a great time, suddenly they went, Sash, really weird. I really didn't believe I could talk to women, but now apparently I can talk to whoever I want to. Maybe I can just quit my shitty fucking job too, and something else will turn up. And they quit their fucking shitty job and they moved to some foreign country and they found a great thing, like some kind of job online that they really liked, and they started living on a fucking beach with their girlfriend, doing some fun job, creating their own content, starting their own websites. And then they got it all. Just like that, Scott. There are stories like that you could not imagine. And it all came from killing your fear, taking chances, trusting in the universe, right? And starting to act and think very differently than the way you're acting now. That's usually how it starts, taking crazy chances. But again, Scott, could be I'm lying, could be I'm just totally fucking nuts, and you need to continue doing your shitty job and saving that money that you desperately need to do the things that you want to do. Could be, Scott. Could be. I'll let you ruminate on that one. Hey, buddy? Ruminate. That's a good word, Scott. Ruminate. I like that word. You ruminate. SC87 doesn't waste any time. Just comes in right with the big fucking question. I thought you were asking something else. Now I'm confused. Alex, I thought you get rid of ego. Yes, I get rid of egos. I help people get their egos under control. And my ego has been in a death process for a few years. That's fun. Kashif, how to differentiate ego versus self-respect. Those are two different things. Social freedom is fun. Nick Pumper. That's an interesting comment from Mr. Nick Pumper. I like Pumper as a last name. Hey, guys. Look at you. Yeah, little wee Pumper. If you're Scottish, you would refer pumping as like, to pump a woman. I had a friend named Woody. He's a really great, fun guy. I was pumping this girl, right, in this alley, right? I was pumping her for hours. My wiener was in pain. I cannot do it any longer, right, Paul? He would always talk about pumping girls back in the old days. It was really funny. Nick Pumper, what's up, bro? How's it going? Nick Pumper says, man, guys, isn't this camera amazing? The camera's over there, but it looks good. Look at this. There's not even that much light. I'm in Vancouver. It's kind of foggy, and yet this looks good. I love this camera. I blew a stupid amount of money on this camera lens, but I really like the way it looks. I like the way it looks. It's good. I like this camera. Nick says, trying to find meaning in life after video gaming forever. It's a huge paradigm millions suffer with. Yeah. No shit, Nick Pumper. I'll tell you what, Nick, I was just talking about this. I'm glad you brought this up, Nick. This is for you, Nick. This is for you. You know, I was joking around yesterday. No, a couple days ago, I had a big healing experience about a lot of trauma that was in my body, was coming out of my body. I made a video about it, and I'm going to put that video up pretty soon. So I won't repeat all that. But I was saying that a lot of people out there are suffering, and the reality that the amount, the level of disconnection that people have from each other is that in some countries, i.e. Japan, men are actually marrying their video game, a video game character that's like a woman, and she's like an anime, and you know, she's an animation, right? And you talk to her and she talks back to you, and you can go on dates with her and buy her things, and then she's like, thank you, I love you so much. And you know, you can have virtual sex with her, you know, all this kind of stuff. But men are actually not just playing video games. Japanese guys are actually going and actually marrying these virtual game characters. So I don't mean they're marrying other people who are also through a video game. I mean an actual program that's a computer program that's a woman on your phone. They're actually marrying that woman, like taking that woman, telling their friends they're getting married, and marrying this computer program. That's actually going on right now in Japan. And that's a new level. I mean, if that doesn't tell you the level of disconnection from source, from reality, from other people that humanity is going through right now, this ultimate separation from self, big self, little self, other selves. It's really separation. Holy shit, it's really insane right now. The planet's getting really, really insane. And that's actually what this sermon mainly was going to be about today. Is that separation and that fear that's actually being pushed on us now more so than ever before in our human history. But what I was saying was, yeah, life itself is so interesting and fascinating when you go down the spiritual awakening path, and I hope all of you guys are, because another word for spiritual awakening is simply awakening to reality, because it's literally just awakening to what is, right? The metaphysical nature of reality. What is it? You know, there is something called truth out there, and it's up to all of us to discover what that truth actually is, right? And so this is what makes it so fucking crazy that people are playing video games of any type. You're already the truth that all the great masters and old Vedic texts and books that are thousands of years old, they're all basically pointing to the same truth, at least the texts that haven't been messed with, that we are eternal consciousness. We are forever immortal, that all beings are the one, eternal consciousness. And we are all having these experiences as these beings, right? Infinite consciousness in infinite forms experiencing itself. This is basically what is going on. And this world is an illusion. It's an experience for consciousness to play in. Yippee-ki-yay. So you're already in a virtual reality. And by the way, even science, which by the way is usually wrong and massively corrupted and is being used basically to control everybody. But anyway, even science, which is completely fucked as far as I can tell, even those guys are actually catching up and now saying the same thing that which all the spiritual masters have been saying forever: oneness. If you actually look at, if you actually go deep into looking at all of matter, actually there's nothing there. It's empty space. We're all empty space. We're all in the same field of consciousness. It's all one. Everything is one. Everything's connected. We're literally one field, right? It looks like I'm over here and the phone is over here, but actually no, there's only one. Okay, that's actually what's up. So the insanity of not trying to go into that truth and discovering what you are, discovering your true nature, right? Instead of playing that game of awakening to reality, to be on a computer and playing video games all day, you could say is a form of insanity, because you're escaping one virtual reality to go into another virtual reality, right? Well, why wouldn't you master the virtual reality you're in? The funny thing is neither one is real. That's the irony. The video game you're playing isn't real. This one isn't real either. But where are the greater lessons? That's the thing. Are there greater lessons in you playing your little video game, running around, shooting shit, blowing up stuff, Grand Theft Auto? Are the greater lessons there? Or are the greater lessons for you playing this reality here, this world? Where are you going to learn more? And what happens if you wake up out of your video game world and enter the real world? Well, not much. You just close your fucking laptop. You just be like, okay, fuck that. What happens if you wake up out of this world? Well, that's called spiritual enlightenment. It's really fucking intense. It's beyond description. And it's the most epic journey you could ever go on. I've been on it since 2009. And holy shit, that's a good one. Those of you who watch the Woke as Fuck podcast, booyah! You might have a little idea of what I'm talking about, what comes when you really start waking up to reality. Waking up for real. So it's up to you if you want to do that or not. In the end, it doesn't matter. Your nature is the same. You are eternal consciousness. You are life forever and ever, experiencing itself on the ultimate level. It doesn't actually matter if you waste your fucking life playing a video game. Nothing is wasted. Consciousness wants to explore everything, including what it's like to spend, a lifetime sitting in front of a computer and dicking around. That's part of it. But is that going to be what makes you the happiest? That's the question. Is that really the highest thing you can do with your time? Is that why you chose, as infinite conscious, to come into this unique body, this unique experience? What did you come to experience? Is it that? And if it's not that, well, don't fucking do that then. That's really the question. That is the human condition. That's our job as individual aspects of this infinite consciousness, to get clear on what do we want to experience. The time is 11:11 on December 20th, a very auspicious moment. We're about 24 hours before the big one, the big event tomorrow. Woo! It's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. So, Nick Pumper, you little wee pumping. Look at you pumping those birds up the bum. Stop pumping girls up the bum in those video games. That's inappropriate. And I recommend you search for meaning the same way all of us, men throughout history and women throughout history, have searched for meaning. Go for long walks, make a fire and stare at the fire, do some breathing, do some meditation, get some classic spiritual books. I have a list of spiritual books that I recommend that are very nice. I'll even post it for you. I'm going to post it for you. My recommended book list here. There it is. I've just posted my recommended book list for you because I love you. Because I love you so much, I just posted it for you. And so the journey begins, brother. And you've already taken the first step. You've decided to quit your video games. And so what that means is you've opened up the opportunity for life. So don't settle. Know that it's a big, huge journey out here. It's wild. It's crazy. And millions of people are waking up right now, and you're going to be one of them. A good start for most people. I'm going to muscle test for you. Yeah. No. Okay, so I'm just muscle testing. Yeah, so a good book for you to start with, it's not usually the one I recommend, but for you, there's a book called Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. Book 1 is available on Audible, but then the rest you got to buy physically. Hard to find them online. I've been trying. Life and Teachings of the Masters of the Far East. Read that book first. That's going to open up your mind and show you what is possible in terms of awakening and some of the crazy adventures that some of these masters are having. And yeah, you will be changed. You will start your awakening. You're welcome. Darren's feeling calm. That's good. That's good. Sasha says, let's organize psychedelic trips together. Yeah, that would be fun. All right, next week, everybody get some mushrooms. And let's all take a small dose of mushrooms for next week, okay? How's that? I'm gonna take some. That sounds like a good plan. And we'll all put up little shroomy graphics to signal that we're on the shrooms. That will be fun. Well, that's good, Fletcher. That's good. Yeah, so this opportunity, this is what I'm going to talk about today. Actually, this opportunity that we're all being given in this unique time in history. I'm just going to scroll down, folks. I'm just seeing if anyone else has any big meltdowns. But yes, being inspired to spread the truth based on the insanity that's being pushed on us is really important, and that's actually the gift that's available here for us. Okay, nice little. I'm just catching up. A lot of support there for Jake. Yeah, I feel sorry for the people in Japan too, man. It's crazy, right? Comment here: hardcore ego deaths happening. Some may survive it. Others may commit suicide. It was a close one for me last week, actually. Glad I didn't do it. Now I'm settled into 5D. That's awesome, Jack Coltrane. Somebody watching on Facebook. You see, this is why I use the software. Once in a while, people will find me on it, even though I don't actually freaking use Facebook ever, because it's evil as shit. I can just push a button and stream over there, and some of the people will find me. How do you start your spiritual awakening path? Start asking questions. Okay, let's do, I'm going to do the download. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Nickel, there are men in Japan that have literally and legally married softer versions of a woman. That's what I was referring to. I don't remember her name, but there's one program specifically with this woman who's like really flirty and nice and whatever. I don't know, maybe there's many, but I saw one, and that she's quite popular. And yeah, apparently they're loving her. They are loving that woman. Somebody sent me $2 and said, the Avi won't divorce. 2 out of 3 initiated by women. I don't know what you mean. You'll have to be more specific. Okay. So yes, I'm going to go back to that question. Forget your name, sir. But you basically said, that you found your voice in this period. So this is going to be the main download, I suppose. Even though I go around in circles and I rant, but this is basically the thing I wanted to share this week. Oh my God! First a stretch. You might hear some cracking. Oh my God! Oh God, that's good. Holy fuck! Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Woo! Ow. Hey, 69 people in the room. Booyah! I like that number. Nobody leave. Nobody go no place. Nobody come. Nobody go. We're doing 16. We're in 69. Nobody go. Nobody come. Just stay in 69. This is good, guys. This is good. We got 69. It's beautiful. So I actually had a friend message me. Well, I could actually read his message out loud. It's actually a really profound message. So I can share it with you guys. So a friend messaged me and he said basically, here it is. Yeah. So he's dealing with all the craziness in the world, and he said, "How do you stay grounded and in love in the face of it all? I feel a lot of anger these days, right?" And so he's talking about, all of the lies and the propaganda that have all been pushed against us. This you know this fear vibration. Fundamentally, if we take everything that's happening, um, and you look at the news, right? Look at the news over the last 20, 30, 40 years, pretty much from the beginning, but a lot in the last, let's say, 40, 50 years. Um, it's all fear, right? It's fear. Fundamentally, I've talked about this before. I don't need to repeat myself. I know you all fucking know this, but there's basically two fundamental places you can be coming from in your vibration: the love, the fear. Very simple. So the news has always been all about the fear, right? Murder, death, rape, overdoses, people robbing people, like catastrophes. Oh my God, there's natural disasters. People are dying all over the place. It's really to scare everybody and keep them in that fear vibration. Why are they doing that? Well, you people are pretty smart. I'll repeat myself anyway, in case there's new people tuning in that haven't seen my sermons and that don't understand what's going on. When you put people into the fear vibration, they're easier to control. It's easier to put thoughts in their head. It's easier to control their behavior. It's easier to make them buy things, right? When somebody's in survival and they're terrified, you go, well, you need this product. You need to get this. You need to do this with your life. You need to get this. You need to get this medicine. It's easier to implant a belief system in somebody when you scare them, make them afraid, make them fear their life, and then you say, well, don't worry. We have the solution for you. Just do this. Just vote for this person. Just buy this product. Just take on this belief system. Then you'll be safe. Okay. So fear, and also it goes a lot deeper than that. It actually physiologically, you change. If they say that, I think if it's like 60 days, if you can really keep someone in the fear for 60 days, you actually go through a physical shift. And I believe it's called your amygdala. I always say it wrong, and I definitely can't spell it. But apparently, a part of your physiology changes where you're literally in that fear, and it's actually very difficult to come out of that fear. So they're actually doing everything they can to permanently get people into a state of fear. Okay, so and the fascinating thing is, all human beings, all of us, our nature, if you really go into our essence, our essence is actually consciousness, is actually love. The nature of all reality is actually love. All of it. If you really go and you really go down the spiritual rabbit hole and you ask that question, what am I? Who am I? What am I doing here? And you really go inside, what you'll find is that you're love. Okay, we're all love. And that's the crazy part here, is they're pushing a belief system, an agenda that is literally the opposite of the truth, of the nature of our reality. The nature of our reality is love. They're telling us, be afraid. Okay, it's the opposite of the truth. And if you really pay attention to all of the information that's been shoved down our throats by the mainstream news, all the movies, various different forms of propaganda, it is, generally speaking, not always, but generally speaking, we are given the opposite of the truth. All the way from the nature of existence, our reality is actually love. We're being told fear, right? Nature is actually to trust in higher self, to trust in the unfoldment of the perfection of everything that is happening, because everything that is happening is actually your higher self's perfect love for you. And you, as an enlightened being, you are supposed to pass that love along to other beings. And it's this unending cycle of love light, actually, that's being passed on throughout all existence, to all beings. And actually, we're being told the opposite: fear, scarcity, not enough, always the opposite. And you can find this opposite thing everywhere that you look. It's It's so obvious that I don't really need to say it. I really don't need to say it, honestly, when it comes to principles of how reality works, whether it comes to your health, like what to put in your body, the food, water, chemicals, the drug situation on planet Earth, the alcohol situation on planet Earth, um, everything. I mean, everything. What's being sprayed in the skies, what's being put in the water, what's being put into your mind, everything. We're always been given the opposite of truth. Whether everything, like it's all across the board. It's all across the board. History, even if you look at the history of our planet, what are you being told? Usually the opposite of what really happened. You're not even told what really happened in World War II. You have no idea what happened. The same people funded the Allies and Hitler and World War I and II. It's like everything. We're always being told the opposite of the truth. Once in a while, we'll throw some truth in just to confuse people. Okay, so it's always been like this. It's been like this for at least 100 years. But just with the modern media. But then if you go way back. If you go back even after Yeshua walked the earth, as soon as he was gone, they started taking Jesus's teachings and perverting them and changing them to disempower them. So once again, people would not have access to these higher level spiritual truths. See what I'm saying? So it actually was beginning then, and just the whole time, the opposite land. We're in opposite land. And so when you have this awareness, that fear is the vibration that's being pushed on humanity, then it becomes obvious what your choice is. Do you want to go and accept the fear vibration that's always being pushed on us and always has been? And do you want to accept that as your reality? Or do you want to not accept that as your reality and actually accept the truth, discover the truth for yourself of what reality truly is, of what your nature really is, which is love, which is unity consciousness, oneness. Oneness is the ultimate truth of reality, oneness in love, rather than fear and separation. Understand that fear is it's just separation, right? Like, you are not me. We are separate. You need to get something from me, or you need to do something that's going to benefit you and it's going to hurt me, right? Separation. Winner takes all, survival of the fittest. These are very dangerous programs. These things are in your mind. Most humans actually believe these programs, right? Survival of the fittest. You got to go out there, right? You got to be number one. You got to beat, you got to race. You got to be number one. How many of these programs are actually causing separation? Look at the Olympics. Are you proud of your country? Oh, your country won a gold medal. How many people broke their back or ruined their lives and destroyed their marriages and destroyed their kids because they worked so hard? They had to be number one, the number one athlete, the number one business guy, the number one, whatever. We're living in a paradigm of separation, of competition. It is the opposite of the truth of our reality, which is oneness. All beings are one. There is only one being in all of creation, existence, consciousness. Call it what you will, higher self, God. It's all one. There's only one, and we are it. And even though I'm in this body and I look like this, and you're in a different body and you look like that, and there's another whatever, who knows how many people on the planet, billions, we're actually the same infinite one, self-aware awareness consciousness, experiencing itself forever, for eternity, in infinite forms. That is the truth of our reality. That is what you're not supposed to know. That is why we are taught always the opposite of the truth: separation and fear. And can you not see that now that this is being pushed, this reality is being pushed on us more extremely, more like in ways that I never even thought possible, more than ever before. And people are buying into it. People are walking around wearing face diapers because they believe hugging somebody or talking to somebody can get you sick and that you can die. You can die by just getting close to another human being. Okay? That's insane. That's insanity. That's psychosis. Okay, that's absolutely ridiculous. And yet, a huge percentage of people believe it. So it is the ultimate separation ploy. So my friend here, I'll read. So he wrote that message that he was starting to get angry and frustrated. And then I sent him some messages. And then he sent me a message back saying some voice messages. And he said, I also see now, after being out today and exempting my mask and chatting with people, that this is actually the biggest opportunity for personal and spiritual growth for me. To set boundaries, stand clear in my values, express myself, break through fear and agreeability, and practice love in the face of resistance. Freaking grateful. Ha ha ha. Lots of prayer emojis. There has been some layer of anxiety / fear / wanting separation from people as long as I can remember, and this is my opportunity to smash through that. Okay. And my response to him was, and bingo, there it is. So as usual, because you have free will as a creation of the infinite one consciousness that we all are, you have free will, you are a powerful creator, and again, and Scott, I'm talking to you too here, buddy, you have the opportunity to use this reality and what's happening in this reality. You can use this for your personal and spiritual growth if that's what you choose to do. You can go down the fear rabbit hole and freak out and think you're going to die and go along with the narrative and be afraid and sit at home and cower in fear and let them take away your job and let them ruin your life and go along with the insanity of separation and fear. If you want to experience that, it's not actually for me to say that that's not for your best. It's actually not, because it might be. You may be one of the beings in this reality that need to experience separation, fear of death, not knowing what's going to happen, depression. You may have to experience this absolute terror and fear. You may need to stay home for 6 months and be terrified to talk to any other person, because maybe that's what's going to bottom you out, right? And freak you out and bring you to your knees because you're so afraid to go out there and hug anybody. Maybe it's going to bring you to a state of such, pain and suffering and depression, where then in that moment you're going to turn to the creator and say, if there is a God, please help me. And maybe that's when you'll have your spiritual awakening. Or maybe for some reason, that's just the way you need to go. Clearly, it's the way some people need to go, isn't it? Some people need to experience that level of fear and paranoia and insanity in this part of their journey, in this part of their awakening, because it's happening. And everything that's happening needs to be happening. The creator does not make any mistakes. And so we are experiencing the unfoldment of the perfect plan for the liberation of all beings, because that's the only plan going. That's what I can tell you based on my wacky awakening experiences. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should be. There's no mistakes happening. It's happening the way it's supposed to happen. Now, but because you have free will, you can decide if you need to experience that level of fear and separation and doubt or not. So if you don't want to go that way, you can say, well, hang on a minute. This is my opportunity, right, to choose love over fear. Doesn't matter how many people are buying into the fear porn, the fear propaganda. Doesn't matter. You are your own unique expression of the infinite one creator, and you can choose what you will experience in this reality, because it's internal. It's an internal choice. So if you decide God is good, the creator is good, we are that, Oneness is the truth, even though you may not have experienced it. You may understand it on some level. Maybe you had a little experience of it. Maybe you trust. Maybe it feels right in your heart. Maybe you trust the teachings of Jesus or Buddha or Krishna or any of the other texts written by high-level masters, and you go, you know what? I choose to believe in love. I choose to believe that I can trust, that I am protected. I choose to look at my life and see all the miracles that I've experienced, all the times I almost died or something bad almost happened, and actually, by magic, by coincidence, by miracle, I was saved, or something happened that could have been much, much worse, and I got lucky or whatever. You start to see that actually you're protected and have always been protected. And you start to see that even the things that were difficult that happened to you, actually, when you look at them and you learn the lessons from them, you realize they're actually a part of your awakening, right? You start to see that and you start to understand there is a greater plan. You're not alone. And we, as consciousness, are all learning and evolving and maturing together, that we are all going back to source. That is actually our destiny. When you start to see that, tuning into spiritual reality of oneness and love, okay, and you start seeing the separation and the fear for what it is, a campaign to control us and to enslave us and to take away our sovereignty and to take away our rights and to take away our power as these infinite creators that we are. When you start to really see that for what it is, you can start to create a very new reality for yourself. So suddenly then, this situation that we're in as humanity becomes an opportunity for a great awakening. Is it not so? An opportunity to choose in every moment to be the love vibration that is your true nature. When you know the truth of your being, then there's only one thing to practice that can be your spiritual practice, and it is to be that love in every moment that you can remember to do so. We all have slip-ups. We all get angry sometimes. We all get frustrated sometimes. Sometimes we do something stupid. We say the wrong thing. Happens to all of us. That's why they call it spiritual practice. It's a practice. You don't get good at playing piano by starting out perfect and playing every note perfectly. And everyone's like, yeah, he's never made a mistake. It's unbelievable. He was 4 years old, never made a mistake when he started playing. No, we all make mistakes. We're all human beings in it together. Okay? Spiritual practice. So to choose to be that love in every moment that you can remember to do so. Knowing that you're going to mess up sometimes, and that's okay. And when you choose love and unity and oneness as your reality, as Yeshua was teaching, as Buddha talked about, as Krishna referred to, as they talk about in the Bhagavad Gita and certain Vedic texts, and dozens and dozens and dozens of ancient books and scriptures and cultures that lived thousands and thousands of years ago in India, in Egypt, in Mesopotamia, going back and back and back. If you choose to accept love and unity as your reality, it's actually easier for you because that is the nature of reality. Though you're experiencing it actually is a choice. That's what's fascinating. That's where the free will component comes into it. Even though that is the nature of reality, as you can see, many beings are choosing to experience it differently. It doesn't mean it can be. It doesn't mean it is that different thing they're experiencing. No, they're having that experience because in some way it's helping them. In some way, it's going to lead them back to the truth of our reality. But experiencing the world as fear and separation and lack and all these things doesn't make it so. It's an experience. And we're here for experience. But when you choose to start living as love and being that love, everything starts to shift. When somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, bro, hey, put this on. Put on this mask." That's your opportunity to stay in your heart and express the truth of who you are and the truth of the reality that you're experiencing, the love-based, unity-based reality. What an opportunity to say, "Hey, brother, I got love for you. I understand you're probably wearing that because you believe, because you've so been taught that you might be protecting other beings. And I respect that. I honor that. I love you. I got love for you. I got love for your family. And I honor your decision to wear that mask. I, however, have a different reality. I have a different belief system. My belief system is that I have an immune system, and that's all that I need. My belief system is that by being able to breathe fully the oxygen that the Creator has provided, and getting lots of vitamin D and lots of sun, and hugging people, and having a lot of love in my heart, and raising my vibration, and trusting in the universe, and trusting that I would never get sick unless I needed to experience the lessons from getting sick, and being in that love vibration and understanding these principles of reality, I, brother, do not need to wear a mask. And I choose to believe what I have going on in my heart more so than what the fear vibrations that they're presenting on the television. And I honor you in your journey. And if you want to continue living your life based on information you've received from external sources, then I honor that experience. And I'm happy for you to continue doing that as long as you'd like to do that. But I am following a source of knowledge other than the television. I have discovered that the television does not have the information that's in alignment with my vibrational frequency. I have found that the television is coming from a fear and separation-based reality, which is not the truth. It's not my truth. I choose to follow the laws of love, which allow me to be perfectly happy for you to wear a mask, but they don't allow me to wear a mask, because that would be succumbing to fear vibrations, which are not the truth of my reality. I believe in oneness and unity and love. I do not believe I can get sick by hugging somebody or having a conversation with somebody unless my immune system is low and I'm in a fear and there's a reason for me to actually get sick. I don't believe I'm going to get sick. There's no reason for it. It's not going to happen. There's nothing. There's no learning in it for me. Therefore, it's not going to happen for me. And if you think you're safe wearing that thing, good for you. I'm perfectly happy for you to do that. But I would ask you to respect me and my boundaries. And as it happens for me, my spiritual beliefs, i.e. oneness, i.e. love, prevent me from doing any actions, because I follow personally the teachings of Yeshua. I cannot take any action that would harm any of my brothers and sisters in this reality or myself. And by wearing a mask, I'm actually harming myself and I'm actually harming others, because I'm actually showing that I am submitting to a fear-based campaign that has been created to subjugate and enslave humanity. And I know that is not the truth. And by me supporting that with this signal of wearing a mask actually is me harming my brothers and sisters, which is against my spiritual beliefs. I would not wear that mask because Yeshua would not wear that mask, because we stand for truth and oneness and love. And that's who I am. Still love you. And when you're ready for a hug, bring it in. I'll give you a hug. Probably if you're wearing a mask, probably not today. But when you're ready, I'll still be here. That's the opportunity that's being presented. Can you speak your truth even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's a little bit of an awkward situation? Can you express the truth of who you are, even if other beings don't know who they are, even if other beings are in the fear vibration and have very different beliefs on because of their current level of consciousness and beliefs? And can you still be the love and the truth and speak from that place, even when it's a little bit uncomfortable? Are you willing to stand your ground as love in the face of fear? That is the question for humanity right now. That is the question for you as an individual right now. Can you be the love? Can you speak as love? Can you speak truth? The truth that is here in your heart, even when the world is mad, when the world has gone insane. Can you still hold on to sanity and speak from here? That is what we're being asked. That is the golden opportunity that is being presented for humanity, for us as a combined human soul in this point in time, in this reality. That is the great awakening that is here now. Humanity is being forced to make a choice. Will we choose love or fear? And that's all that's happening right now. There's nothing else happening right now. Because we have been in separation consciousness for so long, destroying the planetary resources, trying to get more money, more fame, more success, more everything, right? In this consumer society, disregarding Mother Earth, Pachamama, the rivers, the oceans, the animals, right? Disregarding even each other. Not even giving a shit that we're using people in some third world country that are being paid like, what is it, $1 a day to fucking slave away making our iPhones and all this other stuff, like it's not just, we're disrespecting the fucking whole planet and each other. Guess what? Separation. That's separation. Oh, well, as long as I get my fancy phone, I have a nice house and I live in a nice house. Look at this. I got the latest iPhone right here. I got a nice MacBook. I got enough money. So fuck it. Who gives a shit about anybody else? Well, yes, that's a level of consciousness that we've been experiencing. How's it going? Lots of peace and joy and oneness? Is the planet all good and healthy? Everything perfect in our world? Hardly. And this is why we're experiencing this soft reset for humanity. It's a reset. And be happy that God is good, because there could have been a different type of reset. There could have been a nuclear war or a real virus that was actually deadly, like a real virus where people that are actually getting sick and puking their guts out and fucking dying. That kind of a virus, which clearly we don't have. Could have been that one. Could have been something real, not something that's basically a fucking cold that's being used to scare the shit out of everybody and impose global communism and fear-based reality on everybody. It's being used as that, but there's no actual real threat to our health other than obviously the rollout of full-on communism, fascism, whatever you want to call it, insanity. That's the threat. But there could have been something actually really bad in this reset, but there isn't. And that tells you something right there. This is a soft reset for us to see the truth and to be able to pick love over fear. That's what's happening. It is a global spiritual awakening. We're in it. And apparently tomorrow, they've been predicting for thousands of years that like tomorrow literally is like one of the biggest fucking days in terms of planetary alignments. Wow. I mean, I'm not an expert on that stuff, so I'm not going to go into it. But all I will say is be ready tomorrow. Be ready. I'll post a link up on the Woke Telegram group on one of the meditations that's happening. That's good. So because we're all gonna meditate together tomorrow. That's gonna be dope. And yeah, man, fasting. I've been fasting for the last couple of days. I recommend do some fasting today. Maybe don't eat tomorrow. Take it easy. Meditate. Just be really present. Don't just take time for yourself, because a lot of these energies are coming in And we're waking up, man. And we're going to see a really, really crazy month in terms of truth coming out. It's going to be nuts. The next few weeks is going to be absolutely insane. And I really recommend everybody consciously choose the timeline that you want to experience. I said it before, back in 2016, okay, on a stream, I said, even though I'm anti-government and I believe in we the people, that we're all one consciousness. So the idea of government is quite absurd to me. We are sovereign. We don't need anyone telling us anything. I don't believe in it. But all that being the case, and me seeing what's playing out in the current matrix, back in 2015, I said, I choose the T-man. I don't even know if I can say his name without getting my channel shut down. But the Trump or Hillary decision in 2016, I said, let's pick the timeline with Trump. That's better if there's going to be such a choice. Obviously, my choice would be no government at all. But let's pick that one. Everyone said, Sasha, you're crazy. That can't happen. I said, that's the timeline I'm choosing. I urge you to come with me. And we entered that timeline. I'm going to say the same thing right now. Okay? In this current predicament that we're in, as far as I can tell, based on the information that is available, not only from other sources, but for me tuning in myself to higher self and getting certain downloads, certain information. As far as I can tell, there is an epic war going on right now between fundamentally forces of good who want humanity to wake up and have a great time, and the forces that wish to continue pushing this fear and separation agenda, that have their own agenda for humanity, which is not beneficial for humanity. The choice is here. Once again, do we want to go further into separation and fear, or do we want to choose love? And if you want to choose a love-based reality and you want to see the end of the old system, which, if I'm being frank, has been the forces of Satan running this reality for a couple thousand years. And I'm not one of these people who's always running around going, everybody's a standard, forces of Satan. No, but if I'm just being perfectly blunt about it, the people that have been running shit are actually satanic, and that's actually what's going on. So I'm not going to not say it. It's just what is. So it's really a choice between love and unity and oneness, or continue worshiping the forces of Satan. So once again, I will say it. I choose the reality for the man who, as far as I can tell, is working with the forces of light, the forces of good, is working with forces that are aligned with the Infinite One Creator to bring about peace and harmony and unity in this planet. So I am praying, and I urge all of us to, in our hearts, pray for the T-man, that he will be victorious in stopping this takeover by satanic forces of this world. And I have already chosen that is the reality I will be entering. I simply will not be in an earth where forces loyal to Satan are going to be taking control of the largest army on planet Earth and continuing to fuck with us. I'm done. That's not the one for me. If anybody listening to this really wants that reality, you can go down that timeline. I'm not going to be there. So, Mr. Trump will be victorious, not just because he got all the votes. That's not, you know what I'm saying? That should be a good enough reason. Well, that should be, actually, to be honest, that should really be the reason. But because I believe that the Great Awakening is here, we've suffered enough, we've gone further, we've gone far enough into the darkness to see the insanity of what it's like living fear-based, separation-based reality. We've had enough of it, and humanity is ready. Humanity is ready. We don't have to go any darker, and I'm holding that space that we don't need to go any darker. We've gone dark enough, and over the next couple of weeks, much will be revealed, maybe in the next few days. Much will be revealed as to the insanity, the evil that's actually been running shit. It's all coming out already. People are just choosing not to see it, but I think people are going to be seeing it. I think people won't have a choice. I think there may be some events happening where people won't have a choice and won't be able to ignore, the truth of what's been happening anymore. And it may be a rude awakening for some, but just the same, it's happening. And spiritual awakening isn't always easy. It's brutal, actually. It's death. Those who have seen some of the episodes of the Woke as Fuck podcast know waking up is actually dying. Ego death is brutal because you have to let go of everything that you think you are, everything that you think is true. Literally what you think you are dies in a real awakening. And it keeps happening. It's layers and layers and layers of death. And so, even though some of us seekers of truth have been experiencing, this, the planet, even beings who are like, no, everything's fine. I don't want to look at this. The planet is going through an awakening, and it can get messy, but it is happening. And it can't be avoided because it's the nature of consciousness is actually to be awakening to higher and higher levels of itself, higher and higher levels of consciousness, constantly evolving. That is the nature of existence. And so that's what's going to be happening here, whether we like it or not. So that was a good rant. That was basically the rant. That was the teaching for the day. That this is a unique opportunity to choose love over fear and choose your timeline carefully and consciously, because you are creating your reality in every moment. You always have been, you always will be. There's no one else to blame ever for what you're experiencing. This entire world is just an opportunity for you to explore certain variations, to explore certain lessons, certain teachings, certain beliefs. That's all it is. You can make of it what you will. It's absolutely up to you. So choose wisely the reality you wish to experience and the timeline you wish to be in. Are you ready for the new earth? That's the question I have for you. Are you ready for heaven on earth? And if the answer is yes, know this: heaven on earth starts within. What's out there is only a reflection of what you've got going on in here. That's it. That's all it's ever been. If you choose to start living as love and choosing oneness and unity over fear, the world out there will transform instantaneously. All you have to do is make your choice. What is your truth? What is your reality? Is love your God or is fear your God? I made my choice. It's working. It's working out for me. I'm feeling pretty good. And that's it. End of the official rant. That was it. That was it. I hope you liked it. Send Bitcoin. Send Ethereum. That was good. Where's my dirty money? I didn't even post those. I every week I'm like, I should get those up one day. Spread the love to others. If that helped you, go buy some people a sandwich. Go out there and hug some people. If you were going to send me $20, go out there and give 5 people, I'd say $5 a hug. That seems reasonable. Give 5 people hugs. Make some sandwiches and go out there and feed hungry people. Find some people that are cold. Go and buy them a blanket. Okay? If you get into a conversation with somebody who's really in the fear vibration, have compassion and love for them, take 5 or 10 minutes out of your day. Instead of sending me $20, have a conversation with that person and see if you can impart some of that love vibration to them. Can you make them see that they have been manipulated by the media, by the forces that were, by these fear vibrations that have been put on them? Can you make them see? Can you make them feel the love that's in your heart? That's what I would ask if you've benefited from the teaching today and the sermon, or I answered one of your questions, go out there and spread that love, that assistance to other beings. When you start truly waking up yourself and healing yourself and lining up to the nature of reality, which is absolute love and absolute oneness, how much can you then spread that reality to other beings? How many other beings can you love and can you help? And the more you yourself start living that love and spreading those vibrations, the more those vibrations will come back at you, because that is how reality actually works. That is your job, to align yourself with the truth, to live the truth, to be that love, truth, self, and to put that out there as best as you can to other beings. And watch what happens. That's your job. There's no other job. There's nothing else you have to do. You have to wake up to the truth of love, to the truth of oneness, and be that example as best as you can, and spread that vibration. And when you're really doing that at service to the Creator, which is another version of you, your higher self, it's all you. There isn't anything else going on here but yourself. It's all you. When you're in alignment with that self, and you're bringing that into here, and you're living that here in service to that one, loving everyone because you know the truth, they're you, just like I'm you, just like it's all one. When you're living that, you will experience that more and more. That's when you will start to have more profound awakenings, more profound realizations. You may even go through ego death, and you might fucking die and be reborn, as happens sometimes to people with the last name Lazarev. Cough, cough. Yeah. When you're ready for it. When you're ready for it. Not before. It's an intense one. I'm not going to lie. So, be the love. Next week, the shirts will be here. That's right. I ordered some shirts. I'll be wearing a pimp shirt next week, and you'll be able to get one. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. I'm really excited about it, though. I'm really excited about it. Fahad asked a good question. Bam! How do we find a high spiritual woman to be, grow, and be with? Well, go to where those ladies hang out, sir. Honestly, the answer is just be the love. Be the love vibration. Help everybody you can. Be the love. Everything's going to show up in your reality that you want, including the amazing woman that you want. It's actually doing the work on yourself. That's really what it comes down to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It always comes down to that. Always comes down to that. The masks are going to be gone very soon. But if you want to feel good about yourself, choose not to wear them now. Stand up for your sovereignty now. No one can force you to wear anything ever. Yeah, if you're flying on a plane, you have no choice because they won't let you on a plane. But if you're walking into a store, you're a sovereign being, and you can simply say, I'm legally exempt. Thank you for offering. And you can continue to walk in the store. And that's it. Educate people. In Canada, it's illegal for them under the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms to discriminate against anyone based on any reason, including what you're wearing. And therefore, all you need to do is say, I'm legally exempt. And that's it. They're not allowed to ask you why. I believe in the US it's the same. I don't know all the laws in all the countries, but if you simply speak your truth, look, my spiritual beliefs, my religious beliefs prevent me from wearing a mask. I follow Yeshua, who teaches love and that I cannot harm other beings or myself because all are one. That's enough for me. It doesn't matter even what the laws are. God's law is more important than any man-made law. That's enough for me. So use that. Just use that. Brother, my spiritual beliefs prevent me from wearing a mask. I hope you can respect my spiritual / religious beliefs. It's a little bit controversial telling somebody to do something that's against their religious beliefs. You can get in a lot of trouble for that. I don't know if you've noticed historically, you can get a lot of trouble for that. So, you know what I'm saying? Just step into your power and know your power. Yeah, bro. Something big is about to happen. And it's going to be epic. Yes, spacewalk, classical music does raise your vibration. There's a good channel on YouTube also called Meditative Mind. They play some good tunes. William's asking, how do you know what the right path to take in life is? Follow your excitement, brother. Follow your heart. Be the love. If you're having a nervous breakdown, you need to take off your face nappy. That made me laugh. Where is link to Telegram? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, everybody do be in that group. Honestly, I might be removed from YouTube at any moment. Many of my friends have had their YouTube accounts just erased. I've had 2 videos removed recently. One of me just doing stand-up comedy, just joking around, and one episode 61 as the Woke as Fuck podcast of me talking about love and Christ consciousness and oneness, and that got removed. So I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. I won't be. I'm probably not going to broadcast to the Sasha Daygame Infinite channel next week because I don't want to risk that channel being nuked. But I will always post when I start going live. I'm always going to be posting to that Telegram group and let everybody know where I'm at. So if I get erased, I'll just send you a message going, "Yo, I'm over here." So they're never going to erase my Telegram group. So just join the fucking Telegram group and you'll know what's up. Simple as that. The Amazing is asking, do I recommend stopping weed? Yeah, I mean, if you're smoking too much weed and it's clouding you up, then stop it. I love how we're on 69. We're constantly keep coming to 69 subscribers. Oh, we dropped to 65. That was just a funny number. Yeah, so absolutely. Yeah, I mean, look, anything can be a tool for good, but too much for anything can mess you up, right? If I take a toke of weed like this, a little bit, sometimes 2, it activates me. I go into my comedy mode. I connect with the Santa Maria, which is a powerful spirit, and then bam, I'm joking around. I'm creative. Everyone, I'm writing all these jokes. Awesome. But I can guarantee you, if I was smoking tons of weed for 3 weeks, it'd probably fuck me up, and I'd be depressed, and I wouldn't want to do things. You know what I mean? So like, I don't do that. But so it's so where you're at. If you're addicted to something, stop doing it. If something helps you, great, use it. JT says, thanks, brother. Spread the love to other humans. Help someone else. If I helped you, go and help somebody else. Also, my ego likes you leaving comments about how much I helped you. So Sasha's ego thanks you for that. But my higher self says, go and spread the love to other people. Booyah! Jack Coltrane, that's a cool name, Jack Coltrane, says, ego deaths happening like crazy. Some may survive, others may commit suicide. It was actually a close one for me too last week. Glad I didn't do it. Now I'm feeling so much better and settled. Well, no, ego death, like, I don't know what you mean survive. I mean, the ego can't really commit suicide. A human being in real life, like a normal human, can commit suicide, I guess. Sure, that happens, but I guess in a way that is the ego always committing suicide, because the real you cannot actually die. That's actually an interesting question. But yeah, I don't know how you mean as well. I don't know what's happening for you. Do be more specific. But yes, that's what's happening here. Collective ego death of what we think we are is happening. This guy's asked us twice, at least. How do we open a day game with mask in this COVID times? Same as always. Look at somebody, say, hey, don't panic. I'm over here. How you doing? I don't want to scare you or anything, but You got beautiful eyes. I would normally talk about your sexy lips, but I can only see your eyes. Let's make a baby just with eye contact. No, joke around. Use the mask. Have fun. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Nothing has changed. People are a little bit more in the fear of vibration, but you can you can work with that. You can play with it. It's all good. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up there, Jake. But again, I just choose to look at it as I've said, as an opportunity for spiritual awakening. That's what it is, and that's what it is. Yeah, it's so when so that is right. God is sending us challenges, and we need to communicate with Him on how to overcome them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, replace the word God with you, higher self, as sending yourself challenges for your own spiritual growth. That, I mean, it's really that simple. But when you realize it's you, and that God is love, and love is God, and it's your love, right? It's actually you sending yourself opportunities. It's all you. It's not some thought there. Woo! It's you. You're sending it to yourself, right? And would you do something to really fuck yourself up or ruin your life? No, you wouldn't. You would send yourself just the right opportunity for you to fucking be able to latch hold and learn and fucking evolve. We're all being sent exactly what we need all the time. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? Because to understand yourself is to understand God. That might weird some people fucking out, but actually, if you really get to know you and your nature and yourself as love, and you really go deep, that is what's out there. It's all the same thing. So if you really get to know you and your intention and what you want to happen, then you know what's happening out there, you know what's happening to humanity, you know what's happening to you, because it's actually your intention, because your will and God's will is actually the same will. Right? If I was Ralph, I'd do his little move there, you know, I would do that move there. It's the same will. It's the same will. It's not confusing what's going on when you go deep enough. Keith Jr., you're doing a good job. Okay, so again, this is a belief system. Okay, look at this belief. In Belgium, we get a 200 euro fine if we don't wear a mask in specific places. So we got no choice, bro. Really? Interesting. So you're walking down the street without a mask. Somebody comes up to you and instantly 200 euros comes out of your bank account, right? There's no procedure. There's no trial. There's nothing. It just magically happens. You're absolutely powerless. There's no courts. You can't fight it. There's nothing you can do at all, right? It's just you walk out of the house without a mask in, you get 200 euros cheaper, poorer, right? Interesting. Well, what would happen if you didn't have 200 euros in the bank and they couldn't magically make it happen? What if you had your money hidden under your mattress, or you gave your money, put your money into some crypto, into like Monero, for example, and they couldn't get to it? How would they take that 200 euros? They'd have to take you to court, find you guilty, and then force you to pay them. What do you think would happen if 1 in 10 people all refused to comply? What do you think would happen if every single person said, no, we're not going to do that because this is bullshit? What do you think would happen? But yes, Kevin, don't think about it. Just do what your government tells you. Be good, buy into the fear, and comply with everything you're told. You keep living that way. Let us know where your life is like in about 12 months, okay? Just do everything the government says and report back in 12 months. I'd love to hear from you. Let's see who else is saying what now. Yeah, interesting. I think we're being allowed to experience total fear and tyranny and insanity so that humanity has the opportunity to say no and to choose love. That's what I think is happening. I actually think on the highest level, the good guys have already taken over and taken out the real evil satanic people, and we're just seeing a rollout of their evil plan so that we can go, fuck no. That's what I think is happening. We'll see. If you're still wearing masks in 2 years and we're still in a coronavirus reality, then maybe I was wrong. But I think we're going to see this stop very quickly, especially if people come into their power and just go, nope. What are they going to do? They're going to shoot you? You say, no, I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to comply. They're going to shoot. They're going to take a gun. They're going to put it in your mouth. They can't, because they still have to pretend that there's democracy and that they're good. So they're not going to just execute you, are they? They'll fine you. They'll give you a ticket. They'll make you seem stupid. They'll whatever. But they're not going to fucking put a bullet in your head, right? Even if they did, it wouldn't really matter because you're still consciousness, and it wouldn't actually end your life. But let's pretend you're afraid of leaving the body and you don't want to do that. You'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? By not complying. It's called civil disobedience. Get a set of balls. Jesus. I mean, men are so afraid. Like, I made a career as a dating coach for how long? Because men don't have the courage and to walk up to a woman they find attractive and say, hey, you're really beautiful. I'd like to meet you. I literally was making, at some months, I was making $40,000 a month, some months in my life. You know why? Because men were too scared to hear a woman go, no, thanks, fuck off. $40,000 in a month I would make coaching men to take chances. That's how afraid men are. Okay? Pussies. I would call them pussies. This is the level of fear. And so you can't say no to somebody. You can't. Are you shitting me? Where's your balls, humanity? Where's your balls? Say no. Take a chance. Speak your truth. My God, it's sad. Just like it was sad. You know what I mean? Like, I love the guys, and I was very passionate about teaching those courses. But come on, you're a grown man, and you can't ask a woman her phone number. You're a grown man. You can't look someone in the eye and say, hey, brother, I don't buy into communist plots to take over the world. I have an immune system. I don't believe in fear vibration on the TV. There's no evidence whatsoever that any of this narrative that you're buying into is real. And I don't believe in the fear. And no thanks, I pass. Take me to court. You know, should we call the police over and see what the police have to say? Are the police going to force me to wear a mask? Let's find out. Go ahead and call them. Let's see. Come on, guys. Have a set of balls. Grow up. My God. How much more will you take? This is ridiculous. I mean, this humanity, men especially, we needed this. We needed this. This is an opportunity for men to grow a pair. My God. You can't even, you know how sad that is? I joke about this in my stand-up comedy, which I can't even play on YouTube, by the way. But I'll send you clips if you join that Woke as Fuck Telegram group. I will be posting clips of my comedy in there. And so far till they erased my account, Alex the Comic on Instagram. I'll also be putting clips. But my God, how sad have we gone as humanity, where we can't just look someone in the eye and just tell them the truth? Are you fucking kidding me? Men, I joke about this. We used to fight bears. You realize that? Men used to literally kill bears for food. They'd team up. One guy'd like poke the bear in the back. The bear would turn around. The other guy'd come up, spear him, through the heart, pull it out. The bear would collapse. You know what I'm saying? They would chop this bear up, cook him up, and eat him. They would murder bears for literally. We would eat bears for food. And now you can't walk up to a woman and tell her she's beautiful. You can't look someone in the eye and say, no, brother, I don't believe in the fear vibration. I'm not going to wear a mask. I'm not going to get an injection. I'm going to live my life as a free sovereign being. I mean, We used to go to war and face certain death. Men used to get on boats and go fight in the most horrific, brutal wars, knowing they might be killed, and they went to fight for freedom. And now you can't look someone in the eye and go, no. Come on, humanity. Well, get your shit together. I'm sorry. Get your shit together. Grow a sack. Get a spine. My God. This is me being triggered and annoyed, by the way. This is my low point here. This is me being annoyed on YouTube for everybody. There it was. Coming back into the love now. Still feeling, still happy, still oneness, still love. That was me annoyed. Good. Sasha still has an ego. Yes, he does. You just saw it. There it was. There it was. That was my ego. Annoyed. He can't be a fully enlightened master. He gets annoyed sometimes. Correct. Sasha gets annoyed sometimes. He cannot be full Christ consciousness. He has to calibrate somewhere less than 1,000 because he got a little annoyed there. Can't be 1,000. As soon as 3% of people, Matt, decide this is a hoax and it's over, it will be over. 3% of people, that's all it takes. Honestly, 1 in 100 people saying no might be enough for this all to be over. But I go with 3% because 3% is definitely enough. 3%. How much longer are you going to take this bullshit is the question. It's actually you. It's up to you. Yeah, bro, because Jake, that's the whole agenda. Make everybody terrified and afraid. Stay home. Don't get vitamin D. Don't get any love. Don't hold anyone. Cut off all human touch and love so that we literally are alone and afraid and separated from each other. Separation is the whole point. And yeah, your immune system goes to shit, of course, because it's directly connected to your emotion, your emotional state, right? Sometimes I'm too lazy to talk, so I'm just going to show different comments. You guys can read them if you want. So if you're paying attention to the screen. If you're not paying attention to the screen, then too bad. I'm actually going to be running a course shortly that is going to help everybody speak their truth and express who they are authentically. So yeah, be on the Telegram group. It's going to be dope. I think I've seen this guy you're asking about, Patrick, David Goggins. Yeah, generally, I push my comfort zones also. I've done that in many ways in my life. So I definitely agree with that philosophy, even though I haven't really watched that guy's videos. Yeah, so what I think is happening is that we're about to experience a massive jump in consciousness in this period. I think it's happening. The planet is currently calibrating somewhere around 248, 249, somewhere around 250, basically. When Hawkins was writing his book, the planet was around like 204 or something, 205. So it has gone up a lot in the last 20 years. That's a huge jump. And now I think we're about to experience another big jump. I can't predict exactly, but I have a feeling it might be something like 50 points, maybe. Maybe we'll go up to like 300 or 310 or something like that, which is huge. If that happens, that's huge. It's going up. It's inevitable. How fast? What exactly? How it's going? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just know it's going up. That's all that really matters. Apparently, some people still want to see me flirt with the ladies. Spacewalk. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Jawad. Well, an ego, yeah, I mean, it can be due to a psychedelic experience, but it's actually also what happens in a certain samadhis or certain what you would call spiritual enlightenment experiences. I've had many. You literally think you're dying. You let go. You have to let go, by the way, if anyone's going through this. Don't fight it. Let go and trust that you're going to God, because if you fight, it's very uncomfortable because you think you're dying and you're trying to hold on to something. And you're trying to hold on to your ego, the life that you think you are, which is your ego. So you're holding on to your ego desperately when you're not that, and that's going to die. So the more you hold on, the more suffering you're going to have. So anybody listening to this right now, if you really feel like, whether it's a psychedelic experience or just an awakening experience without drugs, many of these I've had without any kind of drugs, don't hold on, because what you're holding on to for life isn't actually your life. You're holding on to an ego, which you identify as, that's dying. Let go and trust in God. That's all you need to do if you're going through ego death. Let go and trust in the Creator and say, I trust in the Creator. If I'm dying, let it die. I trust in God. I'm okay to die. Let go, and you'll be fine. And then as soon as you let go, that's usually when you wake up or you have your profound experience, and then you come out of it, and then you realize, oh wait, you were never that thing that died. You're actually something else completely. But so yeah, it can happen during psychedelics, and it can happen. I've had the most profound experiences were not on psychedelics. They just happened because they were divinely ordained to happen, because I was seeking the truth, and it happened. Okay. Yeah. So those are the big ego deaths I'm talking about. And an ego death also can happen on a much smaller level. Losing your career of 20 years is an ego death. Your wife leaving you, your girlfriend breaking up with you. Well, that's attachment to I have this job, or I'm this person's boyfriend. I'm this really beautiful. She's a model. I'm her boyfriend. My girlfriend's a model. Well, her dumping your ass for a richer guy or whatever bullshit, that's an ego death too, right? As like all these things are ego deaths, but that's not what I'm referring to. When I talk about ego death, I'm talking about you literally think you, the person, are going to die, and you go to the light, you literally leave the body, go to God, and have some kind of crazy experience as source energy or existence without a body, and you realize that's your nature. Then you come back into the body. That's what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about ego death, I'm talking about literally you're dying, and you experience life without being this person. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about ego death, right? Not like, I lost my job. Oh my God. Yeah, good for you. Who gives a shit? That's not what I'm talking about. Spiritual awakening, that's part of it. Losing your job and your girlfriend, that's part of it. Losing your friends, that's part of it. Sure, it's all part of your awakening. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the deeper level crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying, homie? I think you know what I'm saying. Patrick asking, how can I get the resources of your meditation, breathing, and philosophy to get woke as fuck? Well, listen to the podcast, listen to the sermon. I have a little group. I started another Telegram group specifically for people really interested in my book. I am writing a book on my awakening. My glorious assistant has the link to that book. I believe I'm going to call the book Liberation, Awakening to the God Self Within. I think that was the title I picked. And Spirit did say, you got to write this book. And I was like, okay, I haven't gotten around to it. I have the chapter outlines, but if you're interested in that, I am going to at some point crank that out. So you can, it's just a little notification group if you want to join that one, but I will at some point crank that out. But yeah, man, it's a big question. But I'm always doing this stuff. I also got my recommended book reading list, which I tell everybody about. It's got my favorite spiritual books in it. So you can get in on that. And I've been threatening to do this to my community, and some people are telling me I should do it. So I might do it. I'll mention it here if people are interested. If we get at least like a dozen people who want to do it, we can do it. But it's just I don't want to do it for like 3 people. It's just if people want it. I would enjoy, for those of you who are waking up, I would enjoy having like a spiritual book club where each month we all just pick like one epic book, one of the books that changed my life. We read the book together, and then we have 1, maybe 2 group calls where I would go deeper into the teachings of the book, the whether the teachings, the practices, the lessons, and then maybe we'll actually go do certain spiritual practices that are mentioned or whatever. Then we come back, do a follow-up, see how everyone's doing, and then next month we go into the next book. But basically, where we would go, like each month, we would just go through one major book. That would be fun because I'm reading these books all the time anyway, and I love chatting about this shit. So it would be fun to just, you know what I'm saying, to just go through it together. So I was thinking of doing that as like a, have like a little group, and whatever, it can be a few bucks a month or a donation or whatever the fuck. The money thing doesn't really matter, but just having people that are paying something so that they're serious, so they'll actually go and read the book, show up to the calls, and we can discuss it. And as a group, we can move together through some of these spiritual teachings. That's something I've been thinking about for a while. And again, if you guys are like, yeah, we want to do this, this would be awesome. And you're actually going to, if you can commit to reading a book a month. Most people don't fucking read. Most people watch YouTube videos and dick around, and like most people don't read. Like I'm sorry, they don't. Most people don't fucking read. They're watching Netflix. So I know you guys are different. You're freaks, but if you guys want to do something like that, I'm down to do something like that. But once again, if you are down to do something like that, let me know in the comments, and join those little groups, those Telegram groups. Oh yes, boom, that's right. Nickel said it right there. Need that comment. This guy is having trouble believing that that there's women out there that are high vibration. There are. I recently actually literally was like, okay, universe, I'm awake. Send me the woman. Send me a woman. If it's time to meet her, send her. And universe sent me an amazing woman. Ended up not being my life partner, but more of like a soul sister, who I'm very close with. But I learned a lot of lessons about the divine feminine. So it was like an upgrade for me to have a woman, because I have a lot of spiritual teachers who are women. That are really high level beings that are technically, fucking enlightened, actually, like unbelievably high level, but they're mainly older. So then the universe sent me a woman who was like my age group that was also super awake. So I learned a lot from that, and the dynamics of, that, and there being a certain physical attraction, and I'm saying, that whole thing. But it turns out in the end we were actually soul family. So I'm still in that point where I'm like, okay, universe, all right, whenever you're ready, you know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it just goes to show you, like, you don't know when you're ready. That's the thing. Like, even me in this point of my life, and I've gone through a lot of this, lots of crazy sex, built my business, made millions of dollars, lost millions of dollars, like, been through like crazy fucking ass shit, right? Crazy awakenings, total oneness with all it is, multiple times, already know the nature of reality. It's not even, I mean, it's interesting to, like, I like sharing the love. Like, I like helping people. That's kind of like what I want to do. But like, I'm not even seeking, like, I'm not really looking for the, like, it's happened already. Like, I got the answer I was looking for. I'm happy. I'm good. I can just live my life now, do my comedy, do these live streams, help whoever I can. It's awesome. So I'm kind of at a place where I'm like, okay, I'm ready now. I'm ready. Guess what? Universe is still going, no, you're supposed to meet this person. You're supposed to learn these lessons. You're still not ready, because I still haven't met my life partner, because apparently I'm still learning. So don't assume, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I want this. Well, you're going to get what you actually need to get in this part of your awakening journey, right? If you're not ready for, you know what I'm saying? If you're not ready to find that perfect job that you love, that you're going to be making millions of dollars from, doing your passion, you're not going to find it. If you're not ready for that woman, that relationship that you're going to end up, being with this amazing person, if you're not ready for that, and you got to learn some other shit, you're going to learn some other shit. You don't presume to know what you need. You don't know. That part of you knows, but you don't know. So just be open, be present, and see what's up. See what comes. This month, asking what's Bitcoin about. Well, that's a big topic. Not going to go into that one, but it's you could say it's currency. It's a form of exchange that's probably has more legitimacy to it, I would say, than fiat currencies, dollars, because who controls the printing press of the dollars? If you actually follow that and you understand how the financial system works, it's just a bunch of corrupt bankers who can print money as much as they want to, which means they can devalue the currency because they can print up as much as they want to. Bitcoin's a bit different because there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins, and it's not controlled by these forces. I mean, by now, maybe it is. Maybe they took it over to, I don't know. But when it was created, the idea was that there's only so much of it and you can't print more of it. So let's say you own 1 Bitcoin, even though people with lots of fiat currency, corrupt people, might be buying the rest of the Bitcoin, they can't lower the value of your Bitcoin. In fact, if they're buying up all the other Bitcoin, your Bitcoin value will go up, not down. See what I'm saying? So your wealth can't be stolen from you. See what I'm saying? And also, if you have cash, it can be stolen. If you have a bank account, that can be, they can say this person's a criminal. They can take your money from you. But your Bitcoin in your wallet, very difficult to steal from you, more difficult. So there are reasons why it's good. I like it. Yeah, Monero's dope. I will actually, next week, I will post up my crypto wallets. If people do want to send donations, you're welcome to do that. Yeah. But I've been lazy. I've pretty much just been not, even though I've been in crypto for a long time, I haven't really been putting up like, crypto wallets. I know a lot of you, some of you guys are into it because I told people to buy Bitcoin back in 2016. Those of you that listen to me are fucking loaded right now. Those of you who took my advice are loaded. Me, I didn't take my advice. I did some stupid shit, so I lost most of my crypto. But it's okay. Still got a little bit. Still got a little bit, and market has been moving up, so that doesn't suck. I did tell people to buy Ethereum when it was about $10. I told people to get Dash when it was $8. I told people to get Bitcoin when it was $600. I told people to get Ripple when it was less than a cent. So there are some rich people out there because I talked some shit about crypto back in the day. That's all I'm going to say. Daniel's flirting with me. Thanks, Daniel. Love you too. That's awesome. Nickel is working out. Yep, good advice, Nickel. Good advice to avoid fluoride. I try and cold shower in the morning. Also good advice. Yeah, this I think it's huge. I think one of my friends said that that Bethlehem, like that whole thing they talk about the star and Jesus and the whole thing, that star is actually this happening is actually what happened when Jesus showed up. You know what I'm saying? Back then. So actually, this may mean that Jesus / Christ consciousness is returning back to the planet, something along those lines. So it could be huge. I think it's going to be huge. I think tomorrow's going to be huge in terms of consciousness. And I think some people maybe hit harder than others, right? Like maybe I don't know. I think I can put it to you this way: going from a fear vibration to non-fear. So let's say on the scale, if you're at like say 125, and you're in the fear, and you just get up to courage, which is like 200. That's huge because you're going from being terrified to like being like, yeah, I'm okay. If you're already in the love, if you're in a higher state of consciousness, let's say you're at 500 and you're in the love and you pop up to joy, which is 540, yeah, you'll be happier, but you're already in the love. You're already in a good place. So it's not as extreme going from 500 in terms of your state. It's not as extreme going from 500 to 540 as it is from going 125 to 200. Technically, it's actually a greater, because it's exponential, that's actually a greater jump in consciousness. But because you're already you were happy already, you're just more happy. You're like, But going from fucking upset and fearful to not fearful to being like neutral, that's actually, experientially, I'm guessing that's going to be more of a big deal. So if the whole planet goes up 50 points, like, will I feel happier? Sure. But if you're in the fear, those people out there who are really terrified, they're suddenly going to go from to like, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay. Why was I afraid? See, that's more significant. So I'm going to guess that's probably, it's going to help the people who are in those lower state, like who are more in the fear. It's probably going to help them more than the people who are already in the love. But I don't know. But I that's my suspicion, that everyone's going to get a boost, but you're really going to feel, if you're going to get, I hope so. That would be, you know what I mean? I hope so. Yeah. Well, stop watching mainstream. There's the best fucking advice. Step 1 to spiritual awakening. Stop watching the fucking news because it's just fear vibration. And stop watching mainstream movies too, because it's violence and separation and fear also. Watch feel-good movies. I watched that movie, My Octopus Teacher. That's a legitimate movie about connection. It's beautiful. Nothing wrong with it. It's great. But when it's just violence and competition and all that kind of shit, stop it. Don't watch it. It's psychologically, it's actually it's an attack on your consciousness. It really is. I think this is all coming to an end very shortly. That's the reality I'm choosing, because more and more people are waking up, and as long as we speak our truth, if everybody just listening to this who watches this replay, he's going to get about whatever 800 or 1,000 watches or whatever. If everybody just watching this, even if it's just 200 people, but if the 200 people or whatever watching this all go, okay, I'm going to be the love, and I'm going to go out there in the world, and I'm just going to speak my truth and love everybody as much as I can. The people that you affect, that will then go on to continue doing that, will then go on to continue doing that. And I'm not the only one, preaching this stuff. Love, when you really get into it, it is contagious. It is healing. It is awakening. It is the ultimate power. It is the power that's created all worlds. Quite literally. Love is. This is one of the big awakenings I had, which I haven't really gone into and shared fully, because it was a big one. But I'll sneak it in for you guys, because we're going deep today. We're deep in. I've been ranting for a while, so I'm going to say it for you guys. God is love. And love is God. Saying love is God is the same, just as truthful as saying love is love, which it clearly is, or saying God is God. Love is literally God. The creator of all that is love. That one hit me just as an experience. Like, I experienced being all of that forever as myself, my infinite self, my nature. I am that. All beings are that. All sentient life everywhere is actually that infinite love, infinite consciousness, infinite awareness. That is the nature of reality. That is the self. That is self-realization. God is love. Love is God. I am that. That is the truth. That is the truth Christ was talking about, Yeshua was talking about. That is Christ consciousness. That is Buddha nature. That is Krishna consciousness right there. And I am that. You are that. We are that. That is the metaphysical truth of reality that you are not supposed to realize. That is why you are seeing the fear and the separation everywhere, all across media, governments, everywhere. The only goal of the entire false light matrix that you are seeing now roll out in its full power is to prevent you from realizing this truth of which I am speaking now. That's it. That's all we're witnessing. They don't want you to know what you are, who you are. And yet, we're remembering. And when you get there, and you will, it's only remembering what is. And that's what it will, that's why it's so shocking, because it's not that you're becoming it. You are that, and you have always been that, and you're just in one moment, you remember it, and you go, holy. fuck, I am that. Holy shit, it's inconceivable that you ever could have forgotten the truth of what you are. It's a shock, you know? It's God shock. That's one of the terms they call it. It's shocking. You can't believe you ever forgot you were that you are that. It's shocking. It's shocking. The idea of you being a person, gone. The idea that you're a body, gone. That you're your thoughts, gone. That there's things out there you want or that you need to do, gone in one moment. Everything gone. You are everything. All of it. All love, all existence, all consciousness, all self-awareness is you, has always been you, will always be you forever. No past, no future. And if you want to hear something trippy, in that state of reality, of truth realization, of self-realization, there isn't even a now. Actually, there's just everything forever. Past, future don't exist, but there's not even a now, because a now would be a now. It's everything. It's everything always forever is you. Wrap your head over that. There is only now, but at one point of the experience of one of them, there's different flavors. Even now, even saying now is not the truth, because it's always now, and it's always everything, and it's literally all future, all present, all past, all timelines, all self, all now, forever. So not just now, forever, always, no beginning, no end. Existence. Your nature, it's actually existence, which is now, but it's not really now. It's existence. And it's weird. Existence, it is now, but it's not just now. It's existence. All of it. Wrap your head around that one. I still can't fucking do it, even though that's what it was. You're not supposed to know that. You're not supposed to know that. You're a person. You're going to get old and sick and die, and you better just do what you're told and work hard and follow instructions, and God forbid you do something that they disapprove of, or they're going to come and they're going to kick the shit out of you and tell you you're bad and treat you like shit. Can you imagine when everybody realizes that we are one infinite consciousness? Do you have any idea? That's what this is all about, to prevent the awakening to this truth, to prevent, they think they can stop humanity from remembering the truth of our nature. That's what they think they can do, by poisoning the food and getting us to take, chemicals, and injecting us with poisons, and getting us to take our own poisons and pills, and, all of it, everything they're doing. It's actually they think they can block the ascension. You can't. The ascension is the will of the Creator. Can't be blocked. But how fucking nutty do you have to be to think you can stop that from happening? That's an interesting question. Show me the science that social distancing and masking is effective. It doesn't exist. I've checked. Doesn't exist. Show me. Show me. I looked into social distancing. It was used by the CIA as a technique to break down prisoners of war. That's the only time I've found that it's been used. Show me something else. And same thing with masking. There's no proof it works. They've never had. In fact, somebody requested documents of proof from the government using the what are the laws, the Freedom of Information laws, and the government wrote them back a letter that said we couldn't provide any proof. That's actually available on one of the Telegram groups I'm in. Yeah, just saying. Wow. Okay, so I can't tell if these people are trolling me. Honestly, I'm not sure. Suggest you go and watch the movie Plandemic. Suggest you watch a documentary called Vaxxed. Okay. And suggest you watch any of the videos that doctors are putting out right now where they're telling you what's in those injections are aborted fetal tissues, heavy metals. And that's what they use. Suggest that you want to research that stuff if you feel like it. Bobby B, what is up, my dog? Sent me $5. Thanks, bro. That's funny. Bobby's honest. He just wants women. Good. I suggest you work on you and fall in love with you and be the highest version, living your highest excitement in this incarnation. Then you're going to attract the most amazing women into your reality. And you won't, I'm guessing, most probably you won't need women. You'll find probably one that you're really going to resonate with and have a really good time with. And there may be others also, but usually when you really find you and you step into your divine masculine power, you're probably going to magnetize a woman, that's in her divine feminine, and boom, you'll come together and you'll want to go deep with that one. Though there are people out there who are into polyamory and various types of relationships. Most guys who get into it and go, oh, I want to date lots of women. Actually, you don't. Most guys don't actually want that. But anyway, enjoy, ladies. Ladies are fun. I did a good 15 years. No, that's not true. Like age 15, really, I did a good 20 years. I did a good 20 years of just chasing chicks, and I had a great time. So have fun. Urbino, when we have the inner spiritual revolution, the outer revolution will happen on its own. There won't be a need, actually. When people are in their hearts and we remember that we're one, the police and the military will also remember that we're one. So who would there be to oppress the people? You go out on the street and the police are coming, the fucking military is coming up to you like, hey, brother, how's it going? You're hugging them and shit. What revolution? The revolution has already happened in consciousness. So that's what's happening here. So even the people in the government who are now currently trying to oppress you, they'll realize they're one with you too. So they wouldn't do anything that would hurt you either, because they realize there's oneness. So there is only the one revolution that needs to happen. Consciousness needs to recognize itself. That's it. So you literally all you need to do is worry about that. And then as you wake up, your vibration affects those around you. Even if you never open your mouth and say anything, your vibration will affect everyone around you, and that will affect everyone around them. And so this is what's happening. The vibration is going up. That's why the fear has to be super, super strong. Separate people from each other. Don't get people in a room together. Don't let families together, because when you're alone and you're in the fear, it lowers your vibration, and it makes it more difficult for consciousness to, go to higher and higher levels. So that is the agenda. That is the Luciferian satanic agenda, to perpetuate fear and separation, to limit the awakening of consciousness on the planet. You can't. They're trying, but it's actually backfiring. If you look at what's happening as the agenda is seen for what it is, humans are, people are actually, even though we do some stupid things, people, when they see it, they'll go, oh, interesting, you're full of shit. Okay, great. Well, we're going to do the opposite. Fuck you. We're going to wake up even more now. Humans are going to wake up more violently and faster and more extremely, because of the suppression that's been happening. The explosion of awakening is going to be bigger. Like in similar to Star Wars, with the Force, right? When they talk about that in the movies, right? When one side gets too strong, like if the dark side is too strong, then all of that power that exists for the light side, it goes into that one Jedi, because she's channeling, right? All the power of the light goes in that one. So there's always a balancing. If you kill one really powerful Jedi, right, the force is always rebalancing elsewhere. So there's always a balance. So just as the forces of Satan have actually massively you know what I'm saying, taken over this reality on many levels, and the scales have been tipped, well, guess what? They've gone too far, and now we're about to see an explosion of light and consciousness on this planet. I'm part of it. You're part of it. You're watching the stream. You're definitely part of it. We're all part of it. This is what's happening. Cannot be stopped. Nothing you can do to stop it, but you can participate in it. That's the unique opportunity. How do you want to participate in the awakening and liberation of humanity? Do you want to look back 10 years from now? Do you want to look back and go, yeah, actually, I was too scared to speak my truth. I didn't really do anything. I just went along. I wore my mask. I was totally in fear. I didn't question anything. I just lived my life hoping it would all go away. And other people spoke their truth and protested and got on the street and got in their hearts and fought for humanity. And I watched them do it. And I went, hey, good for you guys. And they saved our fucking asses. And they woke up, and we all woke up because of those people. But I sat at home just fucking crying and not doing anything. That can be your story. Or you can have a different story. You can have a different story. It's up to you what story you want to tell, what role you want to play in the awakening. It's happening. It's happening. It's inevitable. But what's your role? What's your excitement in it? That's an interesting question. That is the only question. What do you want to do when the world is waking up, when certain forces are trying to stop the awakening and put their fear reality onto humanity, and others are waking up and pushing back with love? What are you going to do? What's your role? That's the only question there is. And you're the only one who can answer that. You're a unique expression of existence. Do as you like. But you will wake up eventually. That there's no question. Chris Henderson sums it up very well. Nicholas, I'm doing well, my friend. Glad you like the Woke as Fuck podcast. Nicole Bichen. This guy said, whoa, buddy, you had me until the whole COVID denier thing. You can be safe and protect others without living in fear. Well, yeah, you can protect others by being in the love vibration and being healthy. There's no invisible virus that spreads around by you being close to people. That's never been proven. I'm waiting for the evidence, but the only reason people believe that is because the WHO said it was so. That's it. And they appeal to people and say, think of your grandparents. Your grandparents could die. Yeah, there's no evidence ever that healthy people can get people sick. Doesn't exist. I'm waiting for it. Show it to me. Yeah, that's right, Jake. I never said there's no such thing. People get sick. People's immune systems drop. I never said that. But this thing was planned out years in advance. You know, look at Google, look up Event 201, and you'll see this has all been planned far in advance. Everything, a global shutdown has been planned, and that's obvious. That it's very obvious. There's no need for me to, you know, it's right in front of you. Yeah, and they've changed all the numbers as well. If you look up the numbers for people dying from influenza, magically this year, nobody. Very interesting. Those are also public. I can post that. I'll post that. I'll forward that over after the stream. I'll forward that over to the Telegram group. No, because this guy's asking why I'm behind. I'm behind on the comments because I'm trying to go through the fucking comments. I know you guys are down there. If I scroll down to the bottom, I'm going to miss what all other people said. I try because I care. I'm looking for people who have serious shit going on. Comments are making me laugh now. Yeah, ultimately that is true. There's only that. There are beings who are, acting like, and are choosing actually to go, no, there's no creator. We're running fully in their egos. We're running shit. We're going to stop the ascension. Fuck this shit. Yes. But they're still part of the creation. And yes, many believe that those beings also have taken on this role to play these bad guys. And you know what I'm saying? And I get that too. It is all big play. It is all big play. Goodbye, SC. Love you, love you. Remy, my pleasure. Nicole, yes. That's right. Yeah, it's good to have people in the room that trigger you. It's good. I don't mind. Wow, I'm actually surprised there was a debate about masks going on. Wow, that's interesting. Oh yeah. So this is interesting. So this guy's asking, does anyone else keep getting dreams that they are waking others up? Seems to be a regular occurrence lately. Yeah, so remember I mentioned earlier in the stream, I was hearing like an alarm clock go off, and then I've had other weird tech glitches going on. And I did have some interesting dreams along these lines too. I can't remember now because sometimes I journal, but I've been lazy with my journaling recently. But yeah. Interesting, Fletcher. Yeah, I'd like to know if anyone else is also having those type of experiences. But I mean, we really are going into a global awakening now. It really is epic. Okay, so Broski. So this is one of the people who loves the science. There is a scientific method, but what we're being shown isn't real science. You know what I'm saying? When you come out with a recommendation and then a few months later you say the opposite of that, it's not science. It's fucking bullshit. And so that's what's been happening. And all these organizations that are actually run by the cabal, they're literally contradicting themselves like all the fucking time. It's ridiculous. The same people will say masks don't actually work, and then they'll go, oh no, we have to mask. Bonnie Henry, our health minister here in British Columbia, literally said masks are ineffective and we shouldn't use them and they're actually bad. Not that long ago, a couple years ago, when she was working, and then she comes on and says, "Oh no, you got to wear." I mean, you got to wear them. The hypocrisy is unbelievable. They just push whatever agenda that they're supposed to push. It has nothing to do with science. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fear agenda. That's it. It's crazy. That's just. I mean, it's nutty. It's absolutely nutty. Good comment. Yeah, you need to write your dreams down right away. I have a dream book right here, and I've been lazy. Look what I have here. Paul got me this book. Look, isn't that cute? Wake up and be awesome, it says. And then inside, I write down my little dreams when I remember to do it. I'm supposed to go to the protest here in a second. Yeah, and that's part of why that's part of what we're supposed to see in this joke reality, right? It's really funny. Yeah, this guy who literally gets 20 people, 30 people to a talk, and then this other guy who has 20,000 people more show up regularly. But the first one, he is losing in votes all night long, but then when they stop the voting, then suddenly the next morning, he's ahead by a lot. Interesting. And we're supposed to see that. And we're supposed to see the media go, yeah, this is good, this is right. This is what's being allowed to happen now for all beings to see, the absolute insanity. And we're seeing it. I like to think we're seeing it. All right. Wow, I did it. I got to the end of the comments. Woo! Holy shit, that was insane. That was fun. My lord. Okay, so humans, listen. This has been fun. I like doing these. I do these once a week. It's a good time. It's the Woke as Fuck Sunday sermon. It's been fun. Did you guys have fun? And we're at the end. And all it was me literally ranting and trying to get through all the questions and scrolling down. And eventually I get to it. I'm like, okay, I got through it. Fuck it. We're done. It's over. My God. I'm going to go down. There's a No New Normal event here in Vancouver. If anybody knows anybody in Vancouver, go down to the art gallery here, Vancouver Art Gallery. I've been doing stand-up comedy often. I'll go up and do a few minutes, just making my little jokey jokes. I will post more of my stand-up comedy clips to my Alex the Comic Instagram, and on the Woke as Fuck Media channel where I'm uploading the podcast. That's now going to be backed up to library credits where I can actually put up my stand-up. So I'm actually going to be putting my stand-up gigs up there as well. So yeah, but everything will be in that Woke as Fuck Telegram group. I'm always going to post up here. I'm posting stand-up here, new podcast episodes, reminding you guys where the sermon's going to be. So join the Woke as Fuck Media Telegram group, because YouTube is can't be trusted, guys. They could take me out at any moment. Not physically, YouTube can't kill me, but they can take my channel down. Let's be honest. They can do it. They can do it. I've been relatively lucky, but they're starting to mess with me. So I don't know how much longer we're going to be here. I was talking about things today without saying certain things, but I pretty much said what I wanted to say. You know what I'm saying? This shirt is Sweet Dog. It's a great shirt. I don't know if people get the reference. It's actually a mix of Yoda. It's Yoda and Karate Kid, because remember in Karate Kid, the master, Mr. Miyagi's trying to catch flies with the chopsticks, and then Daniel catches one, and it pisses Mr. Miyagi off. So this is actually a mix. It's TIE fighters instead of flies, and Yoda is Mr. Miyagi, and he's catching the TIE fighters. So it's really, this person that made this shirt was definitely on mushrooms or acid when they made this shirt, because that's dope as fuck. You can't come up with this and not be high. I just don't think. Maybe, but I give it like a 5-10% chance. Probably mushrooms, maybe acid. But anywho, by the way, guys, I recommend everybody get themselves an Ethereum address. Ethereum. Monero also. Ethereum, Bitcoin. There's lots of good wallets out there. You can get one is called Exodus. It works. I got one on my phone now. What's it called here? What's it called? Anyway, do your research, like best crypto wallet, look around. But I suggest you get an Ethereum and a Monero wallet, and maybe even a Bitcoin wallet, because I'm going to be doing crazy ass shit. I'm going to be giving away Ethereum. I'm going to have some silly competitions where, like, if you do something or answer a certain question and you post your wallet, I will send you like money, because I want to have fun shit. And some of my old cryptos went up, and I'm just going to give some of them away because it entertains me. So if next week, if you don't have an Ethereum wallet, like an address you can post, you're going to regret it, because you might be missing out on getting money for free. So if you don't have an Ethereum wallet or a Monero wallet, you should get one, because you're going to feel stupid. Oh yeah, Coinami. That's not a bad one either. But yeah, get yourself into crypto. You'll thank me anyway. Like, you should be buying some anyway if you don't have any. But you'll be sorry if you don't have an Ethereum wallet and a Monero wallet next week, because Papa Sasha is going to be start doing silly shit, like just giving away money for no reason other than it entertains me. So, there's that. Okay. So I've said it all. I've said it all. I've said it all. Great to see you, Arthur. Sending you big love. Lou, thanks for enjoying my stand-up. That's true about the goat and my silver shoes. It's all true. Isn't that funny? It's all true. Goodbye, Bushwhack. Thanks for sending love. I love you. Bye, Nickel. I love you. Remy, thanks for being here. Love you guys. Kenta, that's a good name. Kenta Galba. Sending you love, Brewski. Greek person, I don't know what you're typing, but I love you too. I used to know a Greek guy named Savas Panagiotakakis. If you're out there, Savas, do you remember me? We were in grade 6 together. I still make fun of your name to this day because it's so fucking Greek. If anyone knows Savas Panagiotakakis, tell him I'm making fun of him here on the Sunday sermon. He's probably not going to hear this. Doggy tokens? Fletcher, I'm glad you got through it without any arguments. You weren't in any arguments. There wasn't really any arguments here. I think we're on the same page. You can't really get like 2 hours into Sasha's Sunday sermon without pretty much being on board with the whole love and oneness thing, right? It would be a bit fucking weird to get through it. But there's sometimes one or two confused people who just haven't gotten there yet. That's okay. That's okay. It's part of the fun. That's part of the fun. Look at humanity. We're not there yet. We're getting there, We're getting there. You're welcome, Tim. Spread the love, baby. Get out there and love some people. I love you too. SC87. I like your cartoon face. Glad you were here, Fahad. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the good questions. Don't feel bad, Wayne. You're loved. You're loved by the Creator. You're loved by your fellow humans. Everything's going to wake up. We are waking up, baby. All right, guys. Love you all. I'm going to get the hell out of here. And we'll do it again. We'll do it again next Sunday. And who knows? I might be inspired. I might just go live before then. I might just go live on the Woke as Fuck channel and talk about the awakening, because the awakening is here. So I might just go live tomorrow. I don't know. I might do something crazy. So do be, even though it's evil and I'm using YouTube less and less, do subscribe to the Woke as Fuck YouTube channel for now. So because I'm still, I'm still on it until we move. And sometimes I rant on my Instagram too. Okay, love you guys. It is good. It's not a bad practice, Fletcher, to just keep saying that we all love each other. I mean, it is good. It is. That's what it's all about. Okay, let's do a little quick prayer. Ready? We're all going to choose to pick the ascension timeline. Ready? Here we go. We're going to do it together real quick or at the end. Okay? Ready? Are you ready? Okay, close your eyes for a sec. Everyone take a deep breath. So just breathe and just go within. Just set your intention and your awareness to the infinite one self consciousness that is all. Because you actually have direct access to that. If I have direct access to that, you have direct access to that, because you're me and I'm you. You're just listening to another aspect of yourself speaking. That's all that's happening here. So take a breath and put your awareness to that big self that is there, the infinite consciousness, infinite awareness that is all that is, has always been all that is, will always be all that is, and it is simply yourself. It is simply your higher self, another version of you. Connect with that one and simply set the intention. We as incarnated humans, as consciousness, are finished with suffering. We are finished with fear. We are finished with this experience of separation. Boy, it's been interesting. Boy, it's been fun. It's been a great learning experience. We're grateful for this experience. And yet, as this infinite consciousness that we all are, we are ready for ascension. We are ready to experience higher levels of consciousness, higher levels of love, higher levels of truth. We are ready to remember that oneness is the truth of our reality. We are ready to experience love as the basis of our reality. We are ready to come together as these infinite expressions of consciousness into a unified experience of oneness, of love, of unity consciousness. We are ready to start living as love. The old paradigm is finished. We recognize this, we know it to be the case, and we are entertained by the forces that were and their continuing push towards separation. May we recognize it as simply the last opportunity for aspects of us that are awakening to see separation for what it is, to see fear for what it is, and to choose otherwise. We as humanity are choosing otherwise. We choose love over fear. We choose unity over separation. We choose to experience the underlying metaphysical truth of our reality, the truth of love. That is our nature. That is what we are. That is what we choose to be. That is what we will be forever. And so, higher self, thank you for this opportunity to be here during this great transition. We choose now to experience the great awakening. May all beings remember the truth of love, the truth of oneness, the truth of unity, the truth of prosperity, the truth of peace, bliss, harmony. We are and always shall be the infinite one creator self-consciousness, experiencing itself as love forever and ever and ever until the end of time. Brackets, forever, because there is no time. Thank you for this wonderful experience. May all beings be blessed. May all beings be happy. May all beings remember the truth. May all beings be liberated. May all beings remember the truth of oneness.